Hi everybody, I just wanted to take this opportunity to give you a little bit more information about the lateral flow devices or lateral flow tests. They could be called either of these things and may be abbreviated to LFD or LFT. So what is it? Well, these are new tests that are available for us to test at home to see if we have COVID-19 in our system. So these are being used by all staff in school and are available for years 10, 11, 12 and 13 to carry out should they want to. Tests are simple and quick and give you results within 30 minutes without the need for a laboratory. And this will help us to keep everybody safe in school. So why do we need to do it? As I said, testing is voluntary, you don't have to do it, and they are available for all staff and years 7 to 13. Testing will help break chains of transmission, so it will allow us to keep testing and making sure that we know whether we are positive or negative for COVID-19. Particularly as up to 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 have the virus without any symptoms, so could be transmitting the virus unknowingly. So how do we do it? Well, this is the system that we will be using from this week. Now, tests are carried out twice a week on the same days at the same time, so that we've got a consistent process across the week. So you will carry out your test on a Wednesday and a Sunday at 7:30 p.m. and that's the same for us as staff as well. You will be given your tests every Wednesday, period 5. The tests will be delivered to your classroom and you will receive them in an envelope, and the reminder for how to carry out and all the information will be on a label on the front. You'll receive 3 tests in your first pack, and so you should always have 3 tests at home. Subsequent packs that you receive, there will be 2 tests. You will only need an extra test if one of your tests is void, and I'll go into in more detail about that later. So in your pack, these are the things that you'll have. You'll get a test strip, a very, very small sort of vial of fluid, a swab that looks like a really, really long cotton bud, an extraction tube, and a waste bag to put everything in. So you'll get 3 of each of those in your first pack and then 2 following that. Your first thing you need to do is to break open the seal on the liquid and to pop it in the bottom of the extraction tube. You'll need to find something to prop the extraction tube up in. What you'll also need is a watch or a clock or your phone as a timer, some tissues because you do need to blow your nose before you start the test, a mirror so that you can locate your tonsils, and hand sanitizer, soap and warm water to make sure your hands are clean. What I also do is I use my Alexa to let me know a reminder when to do the test. So I set an alarm at 7 o'clock to be able to remember to do my test at 7:30 so that I don't forget. And you can use your phone for that as well. So once you have put the liquid into the extraction tube, you need to use the mirror and open your mouth and locate, as in the picture, where your tonsils are. Using the long swab, you need to go right to the back and avoid touching your tongue and your teeth, and just move the swab 4 times either side on each side of your tonsils. Take the swab out of your mouth and then put the swab up your nose, not too far, it should not hurt, and rotate it 10 times. When you have done that, put the swab in the extraction tube and move the swab around, stir it in the liquid for 15 seconds. When you take the swab out of the tube, just squeeze the end of the swab, the bit that looks like a cotton bud, just to make sure that all the liquid is out of the swab, and pop the swab in the waste bag. When you've done that, you can close the lid on the extraction tube and you'll see it's like a little dropper. So turn the extraction tube upside down, take the cartridge and then drop 2 drops onto the part of the test unit that has the S on it. This is what your test cartridge looks like. This was a picture of mine that I did on Sunday. And you see there, it's got a QR code and a code at the top. So after 30 minutes, your test result will be able to be readable, and you must report that to the NHS site. Here is the web address. It's also on all the information that you've been sent about the lateral flow tests. You will need to set up an account to begin with, but that makes it much easier then to report your results as we go on every Wednesday and Sunday. And once you've reported your result, you will receive a text and an email to say that your test result has been submitted. So you can scan the QR code. I always check that the number matches to that number starting with LIF at the top of the test cartridge. So after 30 minutes, you can read your test results. Look at your test strip, and there are 3 possible outcomes for your test results. I'll take you through the different test results and what to do for each of those results. So if you have a negative test, you will just have 1 line next to the C. You probably do not have COVID-19, and you do not need to tell us about this test result, although you do need to put your results into the NHS link. So if that is the case, put all your test equipment in the plastic waste bag and put it in the bin. You may have a void result. So that would be if you have no lines, or there's a line just on the T and not on the C. So if that is the case, report the void result to the NHS, but then carry out the test again using your spare one in your kit. Again, you do not need to tell us if you have a void result. So the final scenario is if you have a positive result, and that would be if you have 2 lines, one in the C and one next to the T, and it doesn't matter how bright or faint your line is next to the T, you have COVID-19. So again, your next steps, you must again report your results to the NHS via the link on your pack. You need to book a PCR test, so a normal COVID-19 test that you can get done at Rodney Parade, and you need to inform us as soon as possible via the telephone or our email address. And it's vitally important that you tell us if you have tested positive. Please let us know again once you have the result of your normal COVID test. A couple of things to finish, really important. These tests are for use by you only. They are assigned, and we log the numbers on the tests for each learner or member of staff. So please don't give them to anybody else to take them. And also, this is an asymptomatic testing program, and it does not replace the guidance for those with symptoms. So if you develop COVID symptoms, please book a test straight away and follow the self-isolation guidelines. If you would like to opt in to taking the lateral flow test, please ask your parents or carers to complete the Google form link that is on the school website. If you have any questions, you can ask your tutor, you can ask your head of year, your head of key stage, and obviously you can ask me when you see me around school.